This is the Tarot Luna Classic 1 month overview reading for November 2022. It's currently October 27th, 2022, 8:12 p.m. Eastern Time. The overall theme and behavior for the month, we have a notable decline, multiple headwinds pushing the coin lower. It's crossed with a period of volatility that ends with a fast, sudden move higher, and it looks to me like there's probably some sort of like legality or legislative. There's something to do with like law, legality, like it's something going on there. Behavior around the high, we have the highest high, we have sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a rally. And then behavior around the lowest low, we have sideways rotation along a key support level, and that's on the scale of at least a 1 month chart, probably a year-to-date chart. And it increases, that sideways rotation increases with bullish sentiment as we move forward in time, out of the low. Looks like there may be something going on between like the 9th and 10th, having to do with if there's something legal or something law related. Probably there. And it looks like the high, there's a couple places where we're most likely to have the highest high. It looks like out of a decline on the 6th, we reach a prominent trough for the month, and then we shoot higher. Like out of a decline, the decline ends with a fast, sudden move higher, and that takes us to a prominent crest. But I don't think that's the high. I think the high is probably yeah, the high's probably on the 10th. It's either the 5th, 6th, or somewhere between the 8th and the 10th. One more place where it might be would be like on the 13th. So maybe you say like it's either on the 5th, 6th, or somewhere between like the 9th and the 13th, but most likely on the 10th. And then the lowest low for the month, and it also looks like there may be a higher high the following month in December. It also looks like there's probably a lower low there too, just to point that out. But probably the lowest low for the month is going to be on the 25th. Possibly on the 20th or 21st, but most likely on the 25th. And if it isn't the 25th, then it would very, very likely be on the 29th. All right, so let's get into it. On the 1st, we have a notable decline. I'm advised that it's not a good time to start open new positions there on the 1st at a trough late in the day. On the 2nd, we have from a crest, we sell from down to and through a support level on a 1 month scale. We do a U-shaped reversal below it, and then we come back and reuse it as support. And there's 3 swing trade opportunities there on the 2nd. One involving a U-shaped dip, forming near the intersection of 2 perpendicular diagonal trend lines. Another one involving a rally that increases, and this is all on the scale of a 1-day chart, a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time. And then another swing trade opportunity there when we move higher through a resistance level on a 1-day chart, stay above it briefly, and then break back down through the same price level. The following day on the 3rd, I'm advised that there's multiple false tops. There's a swing trade opportunity involving a decline it's a notable decline on at least a 1-day chart, through a support level, a critical support level that we recently fell through. On the scale of a 1 month chart, it could be easily like within like a 10-day period, 7 days. Usually a lot sooner than that, like 3 days, but it could be out that far. And it looks like we have another trough, a prominent trough, somewhere between like the third and the fourth. A lot of price movement to the upside on the fourth. A lot of price movement to the upside on the fourth there. Sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend preceding a decline there on the fourth. And 3 swing trade opportunities there as well. The same 3 kind of things going on as on the second, where we have a U-shaped dip taking place near the intersection of 2 perpendicular diagonal trend lines, a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time, and a move higher through a resistance level on a one-day chart, stay above it briefly, and break back down through the same price level. And it's probably the high. That's probably the highest high for the day. That abundance trade. On the 5th, we have bearish price swings with a sharp drop that'll stand out in those bearish price swings. There's quite a lot of movement. It looks like on the 5th, there's quite a lot of movement to the upside too. Interesting. So the bearish price swings might not come into play until like later in the day or on the 6th even, because there's a lot of price movement on the 5th to the upside. But on the 6th, we have a high and low correlation. So there's a prominent trough or a prominent low that'll stand out, and a prominent high or crest that'll stand out there on the 6th. First location where we might possibly have a month's highest high between the 5th and the 6th. On the 7th, we have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. In the midst of that erratic behavior, we revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity. That's within like a week's time usually. There's a cash out opportunity there as well on the 7th, about midday. And it looks like a crest at the end of the day on the 7th, early in the day on the 8th. We sell from near oversold territory down on the 8th from an overbought crest or peak there on the 8th. And then on the 9th, we're rallying early in the 9th. Along a diagonal trend line, we break down by first moving higher prominently on a 1 month chart, and then breaking down through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. It looks like the price level at the low on the 9th, there's a decline offering an opportunity to open up a long position for like an overnight kind of trade probably, or probably an overnight trade. Kind of risky, I wouldn't do it, but most likely there's another high here between the 9th and the 10th, between the 9th and the 13th, but most likely on the 10th or the 11th, I should say. On the 10th, I'm advised to open up protection, and there's a sharp decline through multiple support levels on a year-to-date chart, or excuse me, on a 1 month chart at least. There's 4 swing trade opportunities on the 11th. One that involves a rally along a diagonal trend line. I think probably that rally along the first swing trade opportunity involves a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time, and it's probably on the 10th, as well as the abundance swing trade opportunity probably on the 10th as well, where we were advised to open up some protection. And then there's the swing trade opportunities that actually take place on the 11th. We have a U-shaped dip forming near the intersection of 2 perpendicular diagonal trend lines. And then we have another sharp drop that'll stand out on at least a 1-day chart. And we drop through a critical support level that we recently broke through once before, so within like a week's time usually. And there's a notable decline that starts towards the end of the day on the 11th. On the 12th, there's a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting a secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those 2 price levels. There's probably another high here. It's hard to say, but there could be another month's high here. There's a prominent high or trough here, not necessarily the highest high, but on the 11th, prominent trough or high. We rally from the 12th, and then on the 11th, we have a notable move to the upside to reach that crest or high out of like oversold territory, or to fill a previous gap down. On the 14th, there's a breakout early in the day, and then we're bound by a range. Bound by a range on both the upper end and the bottom end of the range. So on a one-day chart, and it looks like that resistance level, or that breakout probably doesn't hold. But we have a crest, what appears to be a crest early in the day on the 14th, and then a crest at like the cusp of the 14th and the 15th. We have another prominent move to the upside on the 15th, standing out on a 1-month chart. And there's a swing trade opportunity there involving a notable drop on a one-day chart, at least breaking through a resistance level, or excuse me, breaking through a support level that we'd recently broken through once before. On the 16th, another prominent crest or peak on the 16th, and we declined from that with increasing momentum moving forward into the decline. On the 17th, a prominent peak or crest. It's probably the 16th, 17th where we see that prominent peak or crest, and there's a failed attempt to break through a key resistance followed by a decline through key support on the scale of a 1-month chart there between the 16th and the 17th. On the 18th, we move significantly to the upside. It'll stand out on a 1-month chart at least. We reach for distant resistance. There's a swing trade opportunity involving a rally that increases with momentum moving forward into the day. On the 19th, a high or peak that is easily missed, followed by a decline through multiple support levels on a 1-month chart, and then a rally that completes on the 20th. So there's a rally on the 20th, completing on the 20th, with a what appears to be a low, prominent, or first place where there's most likely a prominent low for the month here on the 20th, 21st, and we shoot pretty high out of that low. There's a trade opportunity at that low, and then when we move pretty high, pushing the upper end of a range higher. On the 22nd, there's a price level there in the midst of some volatility. There's a resistance level there on the 22nd that offers an opportunity to position oneself. Well, if you could do that, position yourself in both directions with LUNC, I don't know if you can, but it's a good mean point between like where there'll be a good price to the upside and a good price to the low side to exit both directions at some point in the near future. So it's like a mean point. On the 23rd, we have the beginning of a rally and a swing trade opportunity involving, on a one-day chart, a rally that increases with momentum moving forward into a crest at the end of the day or on the cusp of the 23rd, 24th. We attempt to reestablish support on the 24th to the upside, and it looks like we probably fail. I see there's a speaker on the 25th, a male leader speaking about economics there, and there's something deceitful going on there, something deceiving, like there's some sort of deception. And then on the 25th, there's a swing trade opportunity as well in the midst of some sideways rotation along key support on a 1-month chart. There's a fast sudden move higher marking the end of that period of sideways rotation. And the swing trade opportunity involves, on a one-day chart, a decline through a support level, a critical support level that we'd recently broken through once before. That fast sudden move higher marking the end of the period of sideways rotation on the 25th. I think it takes us into another prominent peak or crest here on the 26th. After reaching that low, another new local higher crest here that would stand out on the 26th. There's 3 pokes through the same price level throughout the day there, and then a sharp drop off after that third poke. And then the following day on the 27th, we have a breakout on a 1-month chart and a swing trade opportunity involving a rally on a 1-day chart that increases with momentum moving forward into the day. On the 28th, we have a sideways S formation on the chart within a channel, so a resistance and a support either horizontal or at an angle to the downside. And we drop from the resistance to meet the support, do a reversal, retrace all the way back to resistance, reverse, and retrace all the way back to support again. And it looks like there's quite a lot of price movement, price change towards the end of the day on the 28th near a prominent trough. There's a high and a low, a prominent high and a low. It's hard to determine which one comes first, but there's a prominent high and a prominent low for the month there on the 29th. If we don't have the lowest low for the month on the 21st or the 25th, then it's definitely going to be on the 29th is my sense. Well, I hate that word definitely, but it's most likely going to be on the 29th. And we have a high and a low, a prominent high and low that are like stacked on top of each other here on the 29th and the 30th. My sense is that out of the low on the 28th, out of that decline late in the day, there's a gap up overnight probably. And then we fall pretty hard and meet a key support level there. And then on the 30th, more stuff having to do with that legality or whatever it has to do with this Knight of Cups. There's some more going on there. Maybe Congress highlighted there on the 30th. But again, the high and the low stacked on top of each other here on the 29th and the 30th. And the swing and the sneak preview card for December 2022 for LUNC. There's a move higher early in the month. I'm advised that like when we break through a support level briefly earlier in the month of December, or maybe right here at the end of November, I'm advised to place a trade there. It looks like probably to the upside, and then we have both a higher high and a lower low in the month of December, but the overall behavior will be success moving higher prominently, successfully turning resistance into new support, and that's on the scale of at least a 1 month chart. That's LUNC coin for November 2022, my friends. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, make sure you're following that rule of karma, my friends. It's important if you plan to profit from this information. You must follow the rule of karma. Pay a little bit of that forward, keep the universe flowing. Pay a little bit of that backwards, keep the channel going, and then make sure you spend all that money out of love, my friend. As long as you spend it out of love, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. I'll see you on the next one. For those of you interested, this is when I drop the spread. This is the LUNC Luna Classic coin, November 2022 1 month overview reading. Currently it's October 17th, 2022, approximately 9:40 p.m. Eastern time. And the current price of LUNC is 0.00027 cents. All right, guys, November.
Is the highest high for LUNC in November 2022
the 4th, 5th,
on the
6th,
10th? Yes, the highest high is on the 10th.
8th.
Are there any higher highs?
10th.
Same price level.
11th, 12th.
Okay, so
13th,
the highest price
14th,
level on the 10th
15th.
is the lowest
16th,
price level,
17th,
lowest low
18th,
price level
19th,
for
20th,
LUNC in November
21st,
2022 on the 25th.
22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th.
No. Is the lowest low price level for LUNC in November 2022 on the 29th? Yes. Does the high, the prominent high on the 29th, 30th come before the prominent low on the 29th, 30th? Before and after? After. Interesting. Well, the lowest low there is on the 29th. Is it the same price level as the 25th? Yeah, yes. Is it the same price level as the 21st? Yes. So that would make sense. So we're rotating sideways around the lows, right? Rotating sideways along a key support on at least a 1 month chart, probably a year-to-date chart. And it looks like we probably hit that low 3 times. the highest high price level for LUNC in November 2022 more than once? Yes. Do we meet the highest high price level for LUNC in November 2022 on the 5th, 6th? No. Do we meet the highest high for LUNC? The highest high price level for LUNC on the 13th as well? Yes. Okay, so on the 10th and the 13th, it looks like we probably have the same price level that we meet, the same prominent high there. That's LUNC, guys. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. And don't forget about that rule of karma, my friends. Super important. I'll see you on the next one.